Welcome everyone, join us today as we honor the life and legacy of Lesley Duncan, a quietly gifted British singer-songwriter, best known for her haunting ballad love song. So let's dive in. Lesley Duncan, born Leslie Ann Cox on the 12th of August 1943, in Stockton-on-Tees, England. Born into a musical household, with a piano taking pride of place in the home. Lesley's mother played piano in local clubs, and her grandfather sang in the chapel choir, fostering a natural love of music from an early age. Lesley left school just before turning 15 and soon left home, setting off on her own across the country. She took on various jobs, waitressing in Scarborough, working as a mother's helper in Wimbledon, and eventually settling in London, where she worked in a coffee bar. It was there in 1963 that her brother Jimmy, later manager of the Pretty Things, turned up with a handful of songs and announced his plans to become a songwriter. Initially dismissive, Lesley soon accepted his challenge to give it a go, a decision that quietly launched her journey into songwriting and performance. While living in a bedsit in Notting Hill Gate and without access to any instruments, Lesley began composing songs entirely in her head. She and her brother Jimmy took a leap of faith and walked into the offices of music publishers Francis Day and Hunter, performing their songs a cappella. The publishers were impressed and offered them a one-year contract. Jimmy was paid £10 a week, while Lesley received £7. Though she had never performed publicly, Lesley recorded a few demos of her songs. One was taken to Parlophone by her manager, and to her surprise, the label signed her without even requesting an audition. That demo, I Want a Steady Guy, became her debut single. Her follow-up release, Tell Him, backed with You Kissed Me Boy, credited both Lesley and Jimmy as songwriters. In truth, Jimmy hadn't contributed to those compositions. The shared credit was modeled after Lennon-McCartney-style partnerships, but Lesley was never similarly credited on songs Jimmy wrote alone. Around the same time, Lesley made a brief screen appearance in the 1963 musical film What a Crazy World, alongside Joe Brown, Marty Wilde, Alan Klein, and Susan Morn. Lesley left Parlophone after creative tensions with producer Ron Richards. She had lobbied to record a version of Doris Troy's Just One Look, confident it would be a hit, but Richards dismissed the idea. Not long after, he produced the same song for the Hollies, and their version soared to number 2 on the UK charts. Following her departure from Parlophone, Lesley signed with Mercury Records. Her debut single for the label, When My Baby Cries, written by Lesley herself, was also recorded by Yvonne Prinisilova and the Poor Souls. 3 more singles followed on Mercury, with the final release, Hey Boy, featuring backing vocals by Dusty Springfield and Madeline Bell. Lesley, Dusty, Madeline, and Kiki Dee soon became an in-demand vocal team, appearing as backing vocalists on countless recordings throughout the 1960s. Though her solo career had yet to take off, session work kept her busy and financially secure. Lesley later reflected that steady backing vocal work may have dulled her drive to write more consistently. During this time, she co-wrote You're All Around Me with Scott Walker for the Walker Brothers' Take It Easy album, and contributed background vocals to many of Dusty Springfield's singles and albums between 1964 and 1972. Lesley made several television appearances, including Ready Steady Go, and its follow-up Ready Steady Live, and also undertook a 4-week stint performing cabaret. These late-night shows, starting around 11 o'clock, left her disillusioned. She found the atmosphere and experience intolerable and decided never to do cabaret again, considering it a dreadful fit for her style and temperament. During this period, she was close friends with fellow singer Beverly Martin, who would later marry John Martin. Beverly taught Lesley folk-style guitar picking. She also spent time with P.P. Arnold, another rising figure in the London music scene. After her time with Mercury, Lesley signed briefly with RCA, releasing 2 singles. The first, Lullaby, backed with I Love You, which featured her signature gentle ballad style. The second release paired a cover of the Goffin and King track A Road to Nowhere, with Lesley's own composition Love Song. Originally written as a simple B-side, Love Song unexpectedly became her most enduring work, going on to be recorded by over 160 artists and solidifying her legacy as a songwriter. Lesley often recalled that during the original RCA recording of Love Song, a cleaning lady had unexpectedly entered the studio and began vacuuming mid-session. The sound of the Hoover can still be faintly heard on the track, an odd but memorable footnote in its history. Around this time, Lesley began working on studio sessions with Elton John, who admired her songwriting. When he expressed interest in recording one of her songs, she suggested Love Song. Lesley played acoustic guitar and provided backing vocals on Elton's version, which appeared on his 1970 album Tumbleweed Connection. The two later performed the song live together at the Royal Festival Hall in front of Princess Margaret, a notable highlight in her career. Lesley then signed with CBS, where she recorded two albums, Sing Children Sing, featuring Elton John on piano, and Earth Mother, which unlike the first was not released in the United States. Both albums were produced by Jimmy Horowitz, whom Lesley had married in 1970. While her music, rooted in the introspective singer-songwriter tradition, received generous airplay, commercial success remained elusive. A major obstacle was Lesley's debilitating stage fright. Public performances left her physically ill with anxiety. Though she appeared calm on stage, she later revealed that she often needed a strong drink just to get through a show, struggling silently with nerves that made touring and promotion extremely difficult. Between 1974 and 1978, Lesley recorded 2 albums and 7 singles for GM Records. During this time, she also collaborated on international versions of Love Song, recording an Arabic rendition with Naja Salam for CBS, and accompanying Topol on a Hebrew version for the B-side. In 1976, she completed a short tour of the United States before relocating to Cornwall later that year. Following her separation from Jimmy Horowitz, in which they had 2 sons, she married arranger and producer Tony Cox in 1978. Lesley next re-recorded Sing Children Sing for CBS as a charity single to support Oxfam during the International Year of the Child. The release raised over £10,000 for the cause. Her final solo release came in 1982 with a cover of Bob Dylan's Masters of War, on the Corriva label. Unfortunately, the single received little airplay, as its anti-war message coincided with the outbreak of the Falklands War. In addition to her solo work, Lesley contributed vocals to a number of major recordings, including the original Jesus Christ Superstar album, Pink Floyd's The Dark Side of the Moon, and the Alan Parsons Project's Eve. In later life, Lesley devoted herself to causes she believed in and embraced a quieter existence. After settling permanently on the Isle of Mull in 1996, she became known to locals not as a celebrated singer, but as a cheerful gardener, happy to live privately, far from the spotlight she had once shared. Sadly, on March 12, 2010, after a 5-year illness, Lesley passed away due to complications from cerebrovascular disease. Lesley's husband later shared that she passed away peacefully while listening to her own song Love Song. She was 66 years old. She is survived by Tony and her sons, Sam and Joe, from her first marriage. And there you have it. Though Lesley is no longer with us, her voice and spirit live on through the timeless beauty of her music. Quietly powerful and deeply heartfelt, her songs continue to move and inspire, ensuring she will never be forgotten. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos just like this. Take care and bye for now.